Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and we're here today with special guest, Dr. Igor Gary Shlifer, who's here to share with us the new men's health app, The Coach. So are you looking for a new and effective personalized health service for men with top male health experts working together to help men thrive? Well, then the Coach app is just for you. Your personal health advisory team consists of experts such as sex therapists, urologists, nutritionists, and endocrinologists. We're here today with Dr. Igor Gary Shlifer, who is one of the Coach's top experts. He's a board-certified internal medicine physician specializing in preventative care, nutrition, metabolism, and anti-aging. So welcome to the show, Dr. Igor Gary Shlifer.
Thank you so much, Marianne. I'm so excited to be here today.
What an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this app. So, how did you even get involved in working with this app? Because I know you're one of the top experts.
Yeah, well, I'm very passionate about promoting lifestyle medicine for men. Me and the Coach app connected because we have a very much a unified approach to how we want to support men. They asked me to get involved, and it was my honor.
So, can you share a little bit about your background with us? Because I found it to be so intriguing.
I'm an internal medicine specialist. I'm an osteopathic physician, and I traditionally have taken a very integrative approach to healthcare. I have my own practice in Los Angeles where I essentially mix traditional Western medicine approaches with sort of everything else. You could consider lifestyle medicine an integration of Eastern medicine practices, physical medicine practices, even spiritual practices. And over the last decade, I've developed my own approach to taking care of patients, and I'm very proud of it.
I can easily see why. I mean, your background's so intriguing. And so, when we talk about men's lifestyle health, what does that mean?
So lifestyle medicine is really all of the different modalities one can use outside of the traditional pharmaceutical approach to care. And that's not to say that pharmaceuticals don't have a role and that traditional Western medicine approaches aren't extremely important, but that there's many other modalities we can use to optimize our health. And that includes everything from nutrition to exercise, things like cold plunge and sauna and different approaches to nutrition, and sort of just integrating all of those components to find your best health.
So, what are some of the tools available to men to help them take control of their health journey?
Look, I think the most important thing, there's two. Number one, I think, is sleep. And I think it's something that doesn't get enough attention. Sleep is a time for recovery and healing. And, we used to say, oh, you'll sleep when you're dead. And I think that that's a really outdated concept. And so promoting sleep specifically for everyone, but specifically for men so that they can recover and really feel fresh during the day. And then secondly, and probably the thing I talk the most about is nutrition, understanding how to eat, understanding how to leverage things like intermittent fasting, consuming enough protein, avoiding processed foods and highly inflammatory foods. These are things that can optimize your hormones, your metabolic health, make sure we're maintaining muscle mass. All of these things that are so important to men's health can be dramatically modified by sleep and nutrition.
It seems that there are quite a few trends going on when it comes to men's health. What are some of the ones that you're seeing that are really important for us to pay attention to?
Well, I think that it's really important for men to understand that food is going to drive their health. So making sure that we're eating enough protein and avoiding inflammatory foods like processed sugars, processed carbohydrates, and inflammatory oils. This is becoming much more popular these days, and people are starting to understand this concept. But I think it's critical to really integrate into your daily practice. In addition to picking the right foods and sourcing the right foods, practicing some form of intermittent fasting is very, very important. Fasting is a natural process. It helps our brains work better. It helps our hormones operate optimally. It helps heal our gut. I think some people are afraid of fasting, but I think it's something that everyone should embrace to some extent, with the guidance of an experienced practitioner.
So, when you talk about intermittent fasting, what does that look like?
So for most people, it's really just divorcing themselves from the idea that you have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think that is a bad recommendation, to be honest. One, if you're not hungry, you don't need to eat. And two, giving your gut a time to sort of heal, to process all the food in your body is really essential. For most patients, I introduce them to the concept of 16-8. And that is 8 hours of eating during the day. And that could be a moving window. So it doesn't have to be the same 8-hour block every day. And basically consuming your calories during that 8-hour window. And the other 16 hours it's very important to stay hydrated, make sure you're getting enough minerals, but really avoiding calories during that time so that your body sort of has a feeding window and then a fasting window. And that's sort of the baseline approach to fasting. For some people, more extended fasts are better. For some people, that's very challenging. And you can start with shorter fasts, something like 12 hours, and sort of work up to that 16-hour target. But we know that at 16 hours, your body starts a process called autophagy, where it starts recycling old, sort of non-optimal cells. It recycles the mitochondria, the power blocks inside of your cells. And that ultimately makes for an optimized metabolism and for a healthier body.
Well, on that note, we're going to pause here for a quick break. We've been speaking with Dr. Igor Gary Shlifer in regards to the hot new men's health app, The Coach. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Have you dreamt of writing your own book but felt lost on where to start? Introducing DIYbook.us, your personal guide to bringing stories to life. Whether it's your life story, business insights, or unique experiences, DIYbook.us makes it easy and affordable. With our step-by-step online program, you'll receive a weekly email prompt tailored to you. Don't let your story go untold. Visit www.DIYbook.us and start your writing journey today with our free 7-day trial. DIYbook.us, where your story comes to life.
It's one thing to become attached to your perfect home, but what do you do when that home becomes attached to you? A family in dire need of a fresh start, a mysterious house tied to the past. Buried deep within the foundation of the old Far Hill Manor lies a centuries-old secret. Dark forces or something stronger just waiting to be discovered. Caretaker, a supernatural thriller by breakout authors R.J. Halpert.
Are you a coffee lover who wants to make a difference? Look no further than Fire Department Coffee, a veteran-owned business that gives back to support first responders in need. Each batch of coffee is freshly roasted right here in the USA by a dedicated team of first responders and coffee experts. So when you enjoy a cup of Fire Department coffee, you're not only drinking high-quality coffee, you're supporting members of your community. Start your day with a coffee that gives back. Visit firedepartmentcoffee.com. That's fire, D-E-P-T, coffee.com.
There comes a moment when you realize you're somewhere special. When you discover that each beautiful creature that you see has been rescued from a life of absolute horror and brought to this incredibly free place. Here's where their lives were forever changed and where yours will as well. Discover over 500 tigers, bears, and lions at the brand new visitor center at the Wild Animal Sanctuary just outside Denver. For more information, visit wildanimalsanctuary.org. Discover true freedom at the Wild Animal Sanctuary.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. Teaching beyond conventional wisdom, her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. We're here today with special guest, Dr. Igor Gary Shlifer, in regards to the hot new men's health app, The Coach. So when we talk about the Coach app, what's all included in that?
So with the Coach app, specifically with nutrition, they create a guide. They can help you, one, find foods that are sort of optimal. Sometimes it's really challenging to understand what foods are healthy and not healthy. It's a very difficult landscape to navigate, the world of nutrition, and having a guide, especially an app like that, can be very, very helpful. And understanding sort of different strategies for eating. Coach app is great at providing guidance for this, especially for someone who's just starting out, who's really going to need extra support as they start making a dramatic lifestyle change.
So how can someone tell if this app is right for them?
Well, look, I think anyone who's motivated to get healthier can benefit from this app. Men that are looking to find a different approach, something they haven't tried before, or something they have tried and struggled with. I think the app really helps with compliance as well. And that just means, it's pretty easy to do some kind of change for a day or two, but it's really, really hard to maintain it over the course of weeks and months. And having something that you're interacting with on a regular basis that can sort of guide you and remind you what's important is extremely beneficial. And I find that compliance and just accountability are probably the most challenging part of making a meaningful lifestyle change. And I think the app is extremely helpful for that.
So what are some of the changes you've seen in men's health over the last few years?
Well, look, for sure, we have a problem with obesity. We have a problem with insulin resistance, and that's sort of this process that ultimately leads to diabetes. So many men have that extra kind of belly fat that they can't get rid of, even if they're not super heavy. That sort of extra fat that sits there, it's really, really hard to get rid of, and that belly fat is related to high levels of insulin. I find that taking a high protein, low carbohydrate approach paired with intermittent fasting can dramatically improve someone's insulin levels and make them more insulin sensitive. Simultaneously, we see a lot of changes in men's testosterone level. We've seen over the decades a dramatic drop in testosterone, average testosterone level in men. And that's probably related to many, many factors. But one simple factor is the nutritional piece of it. So I think, that's a great place to start. It is food. But that hormone component, which I think is so important to so many men, is probably improved not just with food, but with excellent sleeping hygiene, like sleeping strategies, really thoughtful approach to exercise. I think it's extremely important for men to do some kind of strength training to maintain muscle mass, especially as they get older. I mean, those are the three key sort of interventions we think about, especially when we're talking about, that extra weight men are carrying and the issues with hormones.
Well, Dr. Shlifer, I know that people can go to the App Store and Google Play right now and download the Coach app so that they can start setting their goals, learn more about how it works, see reviews, and meet the experts. And I understand that's also available on the web at the.coach. For more information, where can people reach you and learn more about the work that you're doing as well?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. I'm most active on Instagram. It's at Dr. Gary Evolve. My company is called Evolve Healthcare, and we're based out of Los Angeles. And if you are interested in this content, I have a podcast called the Sapien Podcast. We've been doing it for a few years, and in that podcast, I get much more into the nuances of these sort of interventions.
Well, it definitely sounds like a podcast people want to tune into and subscribe to, so make sure to go do that. Well, Dr. Gary Shlifer, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Thank you so much, Marianne. It's really a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shlifer. It has been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about the hot new men's health app, The Coach. The Coach is available for download at the App Store, so make sure to go there, download it, and get involved in your own personal health journey. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.